Hey everybody, Brimstone here, and today I got another review for you of King of the Hill Revival Series, Season 14, Episode 5. And this one was pretty good. It really started to kick the ball rolling in the Episode 4, but this one really brings home and progresses the story instead of being set up about everything that has happened in the past and about the new status quo that the show is starting to build on. But before we get into this, please hit that like, hit that sub button, share this out there if you did enjoy the video. If you don't like the video, dislike it. But leave a comment below and let's begin. So the episode starts off with Hank looking to do stuff around the house. Again, he's still retired and he has no clue what to do with himself. So he starts by shaving drain time off of the kitchen sink by 0.4 seconds. And by using a stopwatch, and he comes back out and is like, Peggy, I did it. You should go fill up the sink and watch it drain faster. And there's a knock on the door. It's Boomhauer, and he's doing handyman work on an app called ChoreChimp. And he's got really good reviews and everything. So Hank's like, oh, I'll help you. And, just eager to find something to do. And he goes with Boomhauer to the house, and Boomhauer sits there and chats with the people. And Hank fixes things, and Hank isn't a chatter. Hank's there to do a job and leave. But that's not what the people are looking for. So Boomhauer goes over. They go back, and Boomhauer hurts himself, and he can't do the ChoreChimp. So he sends Hank, and Hank starts getting low reviews. And then because he realizes that most of the time, the people just want somebody to talk to. They want help. They want some setup. They want whatever, because apparently anybody can be your therapist. All you got to do is listen. So Hank goes through that the whole arc, trying to better express his feelings, and he does by the end of the episode. That is this episode's self-contained story. That is the King of the Hill story. The foundation is when we shift to Bobby. Bobby is again at Rabata Chain in Dallas, attempting to text Connie. Now, like me, Bobby is completely technical illiterate. He doesn't text. He doesn't understand the idea of texting. Well, he does. He just doesn't do it very well. And he asked his sous chef to help him out and stuff like that just as Connie walks in. So they're talking, and apparently Connie is doing her thing, and apparently at some point realizes she's in a ethical non-monogamous relationship. And he goes through and sets up, and the whole episode is about him and Connie. Connie tries to set him up with her roommate. And Bobby's not a hookup guy, even though he did in the first one. He's looking for something more. He wants a relationship. He wants someone to come home to. He works 14 hours a week, and he comes home to Joseph. And, the bachelor lifestyle is good, but he's 21. He's starting to get to that point where he wants that companionship. He wants that intimacy with somebody that, let's face it, you're not going to get from Joseph Gribble. And he's not gay. So the whole episode centers around him reconnecting with Connie and taking that thing. And Connie, she's much older. She's much more self-confident, and that's great. The episode goes through, and he realizes that he doesn't want the roommate that she tried to hook him up propositioned him, tried to get him to hook up, and he just didn't want to do it. Bobby's too nice of a guy to do stuff like that. He doesn't just hump and run. He wants a relationship. He understands the intimacy of the act. And he goes back and he goes home and talks with Joseph, and Connie shows up. And they have a talk, and they're hanging out on the balcony, and they have this thing called that they have neighbors that keep their shades open. So they do like a television show of what exactly is going on over there. They're having a torrid affair and cheating on the husband. And they just go into this, what each other is saying because they can't hear it. And it's really heartfelt. And that's how the story ends. That's how this episode ends, with the reconnecting of Connie, Bobby, and Joseph as they got younger, as they're older. And this is where the series really begins. This is where the series stops all the catch-up stuff, stops everything, and moves into the new things, moves in more on the Bobby foundation, because we all know what Bobby's up to and what he's going to do. We all know Hank's struggling, and here they're going to be the self-contained stories still, but the Bobby foundation of everything that happens is where to go, and how they weave it into the situational stuff that happens back in Ireland compared to Bobby happening in Texas. So that's my review for this episode. It is definitely an 8-star episode. I absolutely loved it. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you made it this far, if you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. Leave a comment. And if you did like it, hit that sub button. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you doing what you do. You have a great rest of your day.